And we are live. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Canadian Guy here, and we are back with Crash Team Rumble. And boy, am I tired. I am very tired. I am very happy, but I am very tired. So if you don't know, hold on, let me finish getting things set up, and I'll quickly get things set up and explain. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hopefully everything's going okay. How's your mom doing? Surgery was a success. Surgery was good. Of course, she's not going to feel the benefits of the relief of pain for a couple of days, maybe even a week or so, but because she's going to be sore from surgery. But she's out of surgery. She's doing a lot better. She's already starting to feel a little better in certain aspects. One of the aspects that she's starting to actually feel better about is the fact that her wound has a bit of an itch. And typically you get itchiness when you get a cut and it's healing. It gets kind of itchy, and she was feeling that the wound that where the venous ulcer is actually started to itch, and she thought it was weird. And she's actually happy because now it is starting to. She now has to walk around to get the blood flowing again. But overall, I just wanted to let you guys know. I just want to quickly let you guys know that you guys have been absolutely amazing. Whether it is personal friends of mine or supporters or anybody, thus far, if my math is correct, so far, just from the video alone that we made to ask for her support, for your support from everybody, and if it, like just saying, hey, if you guys want to tune in on the stream on Saturday, which we're still doing. But we are currently sitting, after all the support from everybody. Like I said, the treatment is going to be about $6,500. We are sitting at just shy of $4,900 Canadian thus far, and we haven't even done the stream yet. And I am blown away. I am constantly amazed and blown away by the sheer kindness of this community, of everything. It is just such. It blows my mind every time, and I am over the moon and grateful. We got our first donation of the stream. Thank you so much for the Game Pass for $5 for your mom. I'm happy the surgery went well, and wish your mom a quick recovery. Thank you, Gaming Pez. Thank you so much. I will say that I'm going. Let me jot that down. I have to remove the $5 off of this bar because the bar is currently for the rent, but that's okay. 5 Gaming Pass, and I will do that after the stream though. But I appreciate that. So thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate it. It's been a tiresome day, but I am thrilled. Like I said, the procedure was going to be about $6,500, and so far we've raised about $4,900. I still got to get the final tally and the final number, but that's about there. And I am just beyond thankful that you guys have come out in droves to support my mom. And all the just want to let you guys know that all the money that has entered my account on behalf of mom has already been transferred to them, as there's still money in transit as well. That is going to be there's still money in transit that is coming to my account that hasn't hit yet, but every dime and dollar that's hit my account that has for mom has already been sent. So just want to let you guys know that none of this is being pocketed. It's literally hits my account straight to mom. So here we go. Let's get into it. Let's see if we can get into a lobby. Thank you, Enderboss. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That's okay, Lonnie's Oasis. But let's see if we can get into a game. sometimes when it's these types of streams too, we can also just kind of chat and talk and hang out, right? But yeah, that is it has been a so if you guys, hey, repping Canada as always, CG, respect, wish your mom speedy recovery. Hey, thank you, Mofo Bling, thank you so much for the $30 super chat. First super chat of the stream. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. You are amazing. Represent Canada. Let's go. Thank you so much for the $30. You are amazing. Thank you so much. We got a lobby. Isn't that wild? Thank you so much for the $30. Thank you so much. As always, kindness and generosity means thank you. It means everything. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Oh no. Okay. All right. I'm kind of shocked that we we're getting more people. I'm on the way, CG. Help is on the way, dear. That's all I just thought of. Help is on the way. How do I play this game now? Jeez Louise, it's been a hot minute. Have you earned the Platinum Trophy? Yes, I have. I have earned the Platinum Trophy, just as proof and evidence, because it'd be just quick and easy to prove. Nope. Yes. Bingo. Master, get every trophy. Tom's back and be like, yes. You got some good players. Ah, great. Me, who's fresh out of surgery with my mom. Charlesy donated $10 through Streamlabs. Thank you, Charlesy. Glad to see your mother's finally on the mend. It's the same story here. If it's not considered life changing / threatening, it's either a couple years salary or waiting a list of minimum of a couple of decades for a procedure. Yeah, that's kind of you're exactly right. And thank you so much for the $10. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's been so the problem is that the surgery that is done, it can be for cosmetic use. It can be, but it's not. It's a medical necessity for my mom, but because it potentially could be used for, what's it called? Because it potentially could be used. Oh, geez. But it wasn't, right? It's not. It is a medical necessity. Because otherwise she would have a very poor thing of life, and it would actually eventually lead to potential amputation, which I have the doctor on record saying that, which to me was terrifying. They're like, yeah, it could, if this isn't taken care of, it could lead to potential amputation. So we're like, well, that's not good. Now, don't get me started about the incompetency of some of the doctors, though. Beforehand. Some of the doctors beforehand have really cheesed me and my family off. There's been a lot of talks, and but it's a lot leading up to this. We finally found a specialist who knew what they were talking about. That were like, yeah, they're like, this wound will never heal. And we're like, oh, why? They're like, because the veins aren't working. It can't heal. So it was a big old thing. I am so cold, it's not even funny. I just want to turn in. Thank you. And we've been trying to treat the wound forever. And yeah, we finally found a specialist, and the specialist was like, yeah, you're not going. We knew we were in the right place when we walked into the doctor's office and we saw my mom's wound on the board, like on display. like, these wounds are not good. You don't want these wounds. And we're like, yeah, my mom has it. So we knew we were in the right place. We knew we were like, okay, yeah, this is where we gotta be because, well, you know, we see literally mom's injury on the wall, and you know, like graphs and charts explaining how to avoid it and stuff. Oh yeah, you're not knocked out. Wait till you guys hear about the alter. I didn't mention this in the video. I cut it out because I didn't want to get people to be squeamish. And I also was wanting to keep the video under 8 minutes. But I'll tell you something that's hysterical, which sounds just as bad as like what it is. It sounds just as bad as it sounds. All right, let me see if I can just big turning, big turning, big turning. Booyah. Okay. So there was a section in my video I cut out because it got too much into the weeds, but it also just was hard to explain. So OHIP is the name of our government health system, right? It's called OHIP. Okay? Now, there are certain things that they will cover and other things they won't cover. Now, there was a type of the surgery that my mom could have gotten that was covered by OHIP. Now here comes the haters. Oh, what? Why didn't your mom go through that one? Well, the actual thing that surgery that it's called vein stripping. The one that's covered by OHIP. Now, what is vein stripping? It is as bad as it sounds. They make a bunch of incisions on the leg, and then they just pull the vein out. That's it. They pull the vein out, the whole vein out. As they're pulling it out, there is a 10 to 15% chance that they nick a nerve. And if they nick a nerve, you gotta be on medication for the rest of your life. There's nothing that can be done. And there is a 20% chance of it growing back. So they said, yeah, OHIP will cover that. And I sat there, I was like, what? And they said, oh yeah, it's also a 2-year wait. They said, or you can go with this option, which is laser. Not as invasive, not as painful, and takes about 2 hours in total. Oh yeah, also we have appointments next week. Or not next week, but next month. The option was clear. Now I'm Cape, donating $2 super chat. Thank you so much. What would you do if Spyro 4 was canceled? Oh boy. I don't want to think about that. I'll be honest with you. I genuinely don't. I don't want to think about that. If it was, hypothetically, to make clear, I don't want that to happen. No, of course, of course. And cut off the couple of whales. I seem to recall you getting a very thoughtful package full of Welsh memorabilia. Yeah, I'm sure why, but yeah, I did. It was very nice. So, I'll be honest. If you were to, you're asking me right now while I'm at a little bit of a low point in my life right now, where it's a lot of stress, a lot of pressure right now, a lot of problems, a lot of things. So CGE in the current mindset asking if Spyro 4 was canceled, canceled, my initial gut reaction would be, I think I would have to take a month off to think on it. I would riot, of course. I would be angry. I would be void. I would be depressed. And I think I would need to take a month off. I would take a month off just to figure things out and genuinely ask, do I want to keep doing this? It's a genuine question, and it sounds sad, and it sounds like, no, why wouldn't you want to do this anymore? It's hard. Hey, Amir, thank you so much. There would be a genuine question that I would have to ask myself and be like, okay, do we want to keep doing this? And while I adore YouTube being my job, if Spyro 4 was canned, there would be a consideration of perhaps downgrading to a more of a part-time thing, where I would still stream. I would still stream once in a while. I would still post videos, but this wouldn't ever become my main source of income again. It would kind of become because it would be hard for me to sit here and be like, okay, let's say Spyro 4 got canceled, and then they turned around and said, hey, at the same time, Crash, it just went into development. How long are we going to wait for that? Right? And as each day passes, I get more and more people coming up against me about my stance on Spyro, more comments, more hate, more eye rolls, more people like, yeah, not believing it anymore, or I'll believe it when I see it, or whatever, the more time goes on. And if they turned around and said, yeah, it's canned, it would kind of just be like, I don't know what to do. I don't know how I would, because first off, if it got canned, the first thing that would happen, of course, are the haters would, it would be an insurmountable amount of hate. It would be, and even though, like, yeah, at the end of the day, it's not my fault, right? It wouldn't be my fault that Spyro 4 air quote was canceled, right? It wouldn't be my fault. But the amount of hate that would come out, it would just be kind of like, all right, this is now affecting my mental health to a point of, like, I can't do this anymore. Not without feeling absolutely mentally gassed and insane and breaking down, right? It would genuinely be kind of like, I can't do it anymore, right? That's kind of what it would come off as, is I can't do this anymore. And the amount of effort and time that we put into the thought of this project and everything, and it being canned. But again, you are currently asking, you know, oh jeez. Oh, hi. Didn't really see. Well, I don't, you know. Right. But it would be, you know, of course this is all hypothetical, but like I said, there would be a chance that I would have to walk away. Now again, you are asking currently a very mentally gassed and tired CGE. You're asking somebody who is absolutely gassed, tired, really, like, you know, and then being told, hey, Spyro 4 is canceled. It would be just a walk away for, you know, a month or two before I even address it. I would do a quick video addressing it and then saying, I need some time, and I then have to sit down and think about it from there. right? Because it would be beyond difficult. Now here's the thing. There's a part of me currently watching your 7-hour Spyro supercut leading up to the first trailer. You was on point on dang near everything. Impressive. Thank you. Thank you. I was trying. You know, the one that got the one that a lot of people noticed and that I kind of went out on a limb on was the Toys for Bob prediction. That was the one that a lot of people were like, well, that's bold. And I was just like, I think it's true, too. And it was right. I wouldn't want to... thank you so much for these €6. I appreciate that. I wouldn't want to quit. Right? And don't apologize. Don't apologize. In fact, the question that you have asked is a hypothetical that is played in my mind. It's, well, what would happen if this did get canned? Did you find it? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, don't say sorry. You're okay. Oh, hi. You gotta boot my nose? Boop.
Right up to there.
Right here. Boop.
Say bye-bye.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Alright, bye-bye, everybody. You little kid. One of the kids.
What?
What a four!
What a four.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye. Ah. Thank you so much, Gaming Pez, for the $1. I feel your relationship with Toys for Bob. I feel like they would throw you some sort of bone and let you know if the game was not in development and how confident in your statements. I would like to think they would warn you if you were wrong. I would too. I would hope that something like that I would be told, but nonetheless, you know, they have no responsibility to me to say anything to me, right? They don't have to say boo to a goose to me, right? I'm at the end of the day, I'm not an employee. I'm just, you know, I'm a content creator. Am I a content creator that's been championing this game for you know, a long time? Yes. But did that thing just hop off the one and go to the other? Jeez, all right. Did that blind.
Puts Wampa on the board. Uka Uka available. Enemy team boosted. Your team boosted.
Oof. Aw, that's awesome to hear that about being acknowledged as one of the favorite ants. You're like, that's my favorite ant. You're like, aw. But yeah. But there's also a part of me. And on one hand, there's a part of me that would say, yeah, I think I would, you know, quit. But there's another part of me that also feels like I would go ballistic. And when I mean go ballistic, I mean I would absolutely just go absolutely scorched earth and would do everything within my power to bring a new Spyro game into fruition, which might include me having to abandon my YouTube channel and literally start my own gaming company, get a project going, get it made, get a game made, get something under my belt, and then turn around and and then pitch for a new Spyro game myself. Right? And literally make it my mission to being like, hey, you know, in the back of my mind, my mission the entire time is to make a new Spyro game. And it would be everything that I would be doing would be veiled as me trying to get that. Like, I would spend the next decade just doing everything in my power to do that, right?
Enemy bombardment.
It would be just, hope your family's doing well, that Mama CG makes it through the tough time with her health. I love you. Thank you, Jason. I appreciate that. No, it would, yes, ambitious, absolutely. But it would become, well, to me, that people would pin blame on you. That's just the nature of video games if it were to happen, especially with how currently haters are just going to scapegoat. Yeah, no, absolutely. By the way, hi, Milk Dud. How you doing? I hope you're doing great. It's
Enemy team boosted.
like, here's the thing. My eyes were kind of open when Rumble came out. My eyes were open when Rumble came out to how the mindset of how some people function, right? It was baffling to me how
Bombardment.
even like when people were saying, oh, Rumble's not real, 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 multiplayer crash, and then it happened, the same people that were screaming it's not real were saying, look how bad this game is, look how dumb this game is, oh, I don't like this game, this is not what we wanted, we didn't ask for this. And I sat there and I was just like, okay, but I had been, you know, pounding the drum for a while that there would be a multiplayer crash game coming. I was pounding that drum for a while, and it didn't matter. It did not matter. And then others too were upset that the game came out and blamed me because of me, air quote, gassing it up, and because I gassed it up, the companies made the game. And I sat there in bewilderment, sitting there thinking like, really? And then when, of course, while I don't think Rumble, air quote, failed, it didn't obviously live up to its potential, clearly. Otherwise, it would have gotten a lot more content updates than what it got. And
Enemy Uka Uka.
how does that make any sense? You're right. I can't say it much longer because I'm heading out to an art show in support of my friend, but we'll try to catch you in the stream. Hey! To supporting friends! This game, we have been stun locked in this game. My gosh. No one's been able to turn in. I am up, you know, it does make me upset. It does. It makes me upset because the logic doesn't make any sense, but for people it does.
Enemy bombardment. Your team boost expired.
And again, if they turned around and they canceled Spyro 4, it would be there would be a lot of serious questions. Would it be that I just gave up on this channel and decide to explore something completely different on another channel? I don't know. Would it be that I would focus on my 3D printing ventures and do this as a side gig? I don't know. Would I return to the animation industry? I don't know. But yeah, it's, you know, I want a Spyro 4 to come out badly. I do. I want a Spyro 4 to come out. And I know in my heart of hearts that, as far as I'm aware, and unless like I've said before, unless the greatest gaslighting misdirection event has happened to me, where it was organized by some multi-million-dollar clandestine government or whatever against me for all the information I've gotten on Spyro 4 is all not true,
Team boost expired.
then I wouldn't know what to do. Because like there is a higher, like you know, somebody might hear this and think of it as a bad thing, but it's true. There's a higher chance of Spyro 4 being canceled than it is it not being real in the first place. Right? And what that means is that, oh my gosh. Finally get the turn in, jeez. And what that means is that I am as certain as I know, unless a plan has changed. Unless a plan has changed, unless something has happened that I'm not aware about, unless something was swerved, Spyro 4 is happening. Right? Or a Spyro title, because I did make a video recently where I suggested that there's a possibility that it may not even be called Spyro 4, just because of how much it's been in flux and how different it seems, right? Did I not get that?
Uka Uka available. Your
Then
team boost expired. Enemy team boost expired. Wampa stash ready. Ally Uka Uka.
nice.
Your team boosted. Enemy bombardment.
Wait, what?
Your team boost expired.
Almost got it. This is the game that never ends. It goes on and on, my friends. Some people started playing not knowing what it was, and now they're playing just because this is the game that never ends.
Enemy team boosted. Your team boosted.
The show's taking a turn. I better get an exorbitant amount of experience. It better be like, here, take it.
Allied team super boosted. Enemy bombardment. Enemy team boost expired. Your team scores for the lead. Enemy team pulls ahead. Ally bombardment. Your team boost expired.
Dr. Rank donated $5 to Super Chat. Thank you so much, my good friend. Give me a second here.
Ally Uka Uka.
Need to heal up. Come on. Give me 1 second, Dr. Rank, to read your Super Chat. Give me a second here.
Your team pulls ahead.
Really? Been doing 100 times to play through the Japanese version of Crash 3 with the help of the Pocket Station. Oh, that's cool.
Bombardment.
That's different. And how's that going for you? Again, thank you so much for the $5, dude. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Your team boosted. Ally bombardment. Ally team super boosted. Ally team mega boosted. Uka Uka available.
We're getting there. Two-Tail Gamer, donate $5 Super Chat. Give me 1 second. Thank you so much for the support, as always.
Ally Uka Uka. Enemy bombardment.
Of course, wait for the enemy bombardment so that I can't turn in. So... Hey, CG question. Would you say Crushing Rumble is still worth it? As today I've been getting it, but not fully sure yet. It's a hard one. It's hard for me to answer. Most people who are playing Crash Team Rumble today are people who were playing Crash Team Rumble before it got, you know, canned. Got it. Got the turn in. Unfortunately, right? So a lot of the people who are playing it are also very much high level. However, I'll say this. If you have a group of friends that you can play with, a small crew, even one or two, where you can play together with, then, and you all want to do it, then I'd say, yeah, go for it. That's where Rumble has a lot of fun and consistent play value, is if you have someone to play with. If you're playing it solo, it's kind of hard. Unless you see this game, you're like, man, I really, really, really want this game. Right? Come on. Ah! Finally! Oh my gosh. Jeez. We did it. Oh my goodness, gravy me, oh my. Hang on, I need a break from that lobby. Hang on. Oh, how long did the match go on? I don't know, man. Jeez Louise, give me a second here. Ugh. But yeah, that would be my assessment. My assessment is that if you want, because it's hard for me to sit here and say, yes, absolutely, it's a good idea to get this game now. When in reality, it's also kind of like, hey, but also, you know, and when there was, you could, solo was great when there was more things to do. When you had an event and it was a lot of fun. Yeah, it was really fun. However, at the same time, hold on a second. I think I'm gonna play Dingo this match. Yeah, let's Dingo. So there is a social tab that you can use, and the social tab will help you with that. Did I miss a donation? I did. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry. I am so sorry. CJ Chavez, which I know. I'm so sorry that I missed the donation 15 minutes ago. We were in the middle of the game, El Chabizi, and I am so sorry. I will read your... We were in the middle of that crazy match.
Enemy team puts Wumpa on the board.
Okay, one second. It's all good. Okay, give me a second. I was looking at the donation bar. I was just like, that's not the number I last saw it at. Okay, trying to be a nuisance here. Getting you to $30 plus a little. 43001. Best wishes to your mom and thanks for the Rumble stream. The game refuses to die. Yes, heroes never die. Thank you so much for the donation, LGBZ. Thank you so much. Okay. Thanks input delay, I guess. I don't know what happened there. That was weird. I went to do the... But... So you tried the Marvel Spider-Man games? Yes, I've beaten them. I've beaten 1 and 2. And Miles Morales. Oh, almost. Where are you going, Donna? Where are you going? Sorry. Oh, that was terrible. I would feel guilty if I felt guilt. GG's gonna, yes, GG, dude. GG, man. That last match was nuts. It was just like, just non-stop. Boop. My ears, sorry. Boop. Oh, jeez, I thought that was a bad Ripperoo, but it was a good Ripperoo.
Your team extends a big lead.
Yeah, no, your embryo is mean. Hey, listen. If I am part of the party that makes sure that this game never dies, I am in. Sign me up. The immortalized Crash Team Rumble party. Why not? I'm in. Just out of bitterness and spite. Like, oh, you're gonna ban this game? Alright, we're gonna make sure that it never dies. We're gonna make sure that we play it just enough to keep the servers open. And they're gonna sit there and say, these crazy people, they just keep playing the game. These crazy people, they won't let this game. We need one bad month. Crushing Rumble players. Hi!
Your team boost expired. You'll need a helivac for that one.
Bouncing Booble is ours. Thanks for coming out. Wumpa bat. Wumpa no. You spin me right round. No problem, LGBZ. Thank you so much for trying to hop on. And again, thank you so much for that previous donation. Thank you everybody who's been donating tonight. I really do appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I'll be honest with you guys, I was debating even streaming tonight. I was sitting here and my wife was talking with me. She's like, are you gonna stream? I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know. And she's like, what are you gonna stream? I was like, I don't know. I don't know. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, I am so gassed and I am so tired. And so I booted up my PlayStation 5, just kind of started observing, looking, wasn't sure, and then saw Crash Team Rumble in front of me. I was like, you know what? Let's do it. And we did. And I'm happy that we did. I'm happy that we did so far. We're having a good time. At least I'm having a good time. Are you guys having a good time? And again, on Saturday, we will be having... hey, Crash Manicologist, how's it going, my dude? On Saturday, we will be doing a live stream for my mom. She will... it will be in support of her and the surgery, which, again, it got bumped up to today. By the way, just want to let you guys know that the donations moved my mom basically to tears. She just sat there. She's like, "What do I say?" And I said, "You just appreciate it." She's like, I don't even... My mom just sat there, just absolutely just baffled by everything. Hey! Thank you so much, Elena, for the $50 super chat. $20 for grandma, and the rest is split 50-50 between mom and I. Put all this towards your mom's care. As part of the Maple Leaf Pack, we've got her back too. Thank you, Elena. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. We appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you so much. We appreciate that, Elena. Thank you so much. It's... Oh, no. Yeah, if you guys want to know why things have been rough this year for Canadian Guy A in terms of the YouTube channel, trying to take care of my mom has been a big hassle. It's been a big thing.
Enemy team super boosted.
It's tough. It's tough. But I am...
Your team boost expired.
I am very happy. And again, we're going to be raising... And we haven't even streamed yet. We're going to be raising... So what I've been doing is I have been keeping a tally of every donation going towards my mom. Every single donation. Every donation that's been like, yep, this is for CG's mom. I have it tallied. I have every single person who has given a donation all written down on a little booklet, and I've been keeping track of it and making sure that every dime and dollar gets to mom. Making sure that whether it be via super chat, whether it be via whatever it be, however it gets there, I'm making sure that, you know, I am keeping a ledger and I'm writing the person's names beside it. And I'm making sure that not one penny that was intended for even the ad revenue for that previous video and the ad revenue for the stream, which I'm going to preemptively apologize here, guys. And but I'm also going to be unapologetic about it at the same time. The stream on Saturday is going to be full of ads. Absolutely full of ads. And the reason why is because the stream on Saturday is going to be full of ads because all the ad revenue is also going to my mom. So I want you to imagine that every time that, you know, you see an ad, you're throwing a couple quarters into a bucket and it's going to my mom, right? I want you to try to picture that, because that's what is going to be happening on Saturday, because typically I either have low or no ads on these streams. I try to, but Saturday, because it's for my mom, it's going to be it's a little different. It's not going to be as like, it's so that if people are like, oh, I would like to contribute, okay, just watch the stream, right? And the ad revenue will help. We are getting smashed. We love seeing an ad jail for Canadian Mama A. There we go. Sure. Oh.
Spirit Guardian available.
Also, too, when we get to the stream, I want to make sure I have everything properly tallied so that when the money, so that when we hit our goal, we can hit it, right? Will there be super chats on Saturday? There will be super chats on Saturday. However, for your mom, she brought us a great YouTuber, great guy in general. Here's CD's mother's speedy recovery. Aw, thank you, Two-Tail Gamer. I appreciate that. Thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Give me 1 second. So, yes, the problem is that if you do a super chat, it is going to have minus 30% off of the total because that's the cut that YouTube takes. So when you do a super chat, YouTube takes 30%, and because YouTube takes 30%, it would be. There we go. Yeah, so thank you so much, T-Tail Gamer. We appreciate that. Thank you. So that now my dad has made a request. My dad made a request. He made a request that we set the donation bar to a certain amount, and once we hit it, to turn it off. He said, please. He goes, I don't. He said, I do not want to take any more than what the procedure. Like, that was like. My dad originally said no to this idea of raising money. He was like, no, we're not going to do that. We're not doing that. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. We can do this. We'll be fine. I'm like, no, Dad. I said, you guys need help. And I had to pull a little bit of teeth. Hey! The Darkman donated 50 euros through Super Chat. Here's to the amazing woman who gave birth to such a great guy and raised him too. May she have a swift recovery. Thank you so much, Darkman, for the 50 euros. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Just be clear, you're including this just so that it's clear. This is towards Mom's procedure. I just want to make sure. You're donating this towards the procedure because then I just need to know so I can write it down. Just want to double check. I want to make sure that it's for the procedure because. So my dad said, he goes, once we hit 7. Yes. Okay. Perfect. I'll make sure I write that down then. Make sure that. There we go. Yes, you guys are all very sweet. But yeah, my dad's request was that once that we had hit. So if you want to donate through Super Chat, we can do that. But unfortunately, it is going to be whatever the amount that you donate is going to be minus 30% from as YouTube takes 30%, right? So that's the only unfortunate thing. But I also know that the way Super Chat is set up, it can literally like accept so many forms of payment. It's ridiculous. Right? Meanwhile, Streamlabs is a little bit more finicky. But my dad had requested that once we had hit the about 6,500 Canadian, between 6,500 to 7,000, he said we can let it go to 7,000 because there's cost of like the compression socks and stuff and all the other stuff. So, but my father made a request that once we hit the goal to like shut it off, like no more towards. So I want to honor my dad's request as well. So it will be once we hit the amount, the donations towards mom was asked to be turned off. It was, like I said, my family, my dad is very much the type of person that doesn't want to accept help in this way. And trust me, he's been seeing the donations that people have been putting in, and he's been absolutely just gobsmacked at how much people have been throwing in and how amazed and how just floored he is by it. I wish Streamlabs didn't hate me. So do I. I wish Streamlabs hated a lot less people. If you want to, Caroline, low-key, if you want to, like, if anyone wants to send, like, if you're wanting to send money, but Streamlabs is being a butt, and but you still want to use PayPal, I can send a PayPal.me link so that, well, I can't. Oh, we had 3 blockers. That might be why. All right. All right, I'm going to do one more match, and then I'm going to take a quick break, stretch my legs. Nice, Justin Ramos. Good job. Spyro for this one? No, cap back for this one. Yeah, we'll go with that one. PayPal hates gamers. Yeah, PayPal can be a bit of a pain to deal with sometimes. I understand. And it sucks. Yeah, I'm keeping a mini ledger here, and I'm going to be updating the regular ledger as well. I don't know why I did that.
Elemental orbs available.
Yeah. Okay. Whew.
Flytrap spitter ready. Your team boosted.
Woo!
Allied team super boosted. Egg thief returns.
Hey, you know what?
Enemy team boosted. Enchanted tower available.
If you guys are,
Elemental orbs.
I mean, if you guys are having a hard time getting my lobbies, it is, like, I know it sucks, but also low key isn't. It's also kind of a good thing. Like, you know, the game is still having enough life that it's, you know, it's hard to get into someone's lobby because.
Your team boost expired. Enemy enchanted tower. Enemy team boost expired. Spitter ready.
There we go.
Your team boosted. Egg thief returns. Enemy enchanted tower.
Ow!
Enemy team boosted.
Yeah, I'll be as soon as this game is done, we'll be right back.
Allied enchanted tower. Elemental orbs available.
Boop, boop.
Flytrap spitter ready. Your team boost expired. Your team boosted. Enemy team boost expired.
Ow. Ow.
Ally enchanted tower. Your team boost expired. Egg thief returns.
Oh, I hope that I'm sure that they'll be watching the stream. I'll see if Mom can come and make a cameo. I'll see if she can. We're not 100% certain. We will see if maybe Mom can make a little cameo.
Egg thief returns. Enemy elemental orb.
shoot. Do I plan on playing Sonic Cross Worlds? If I can afford it, yes. If I can afford it. I saw the digital version is like $93 Canadian on the PlayStation Store. So, I would really like to. I would really like to play Sonic Cross Worlds, but I have to be able to afford it. I have to be able to afford it, right?
Enemy enchanted tower. Enemy team boosted.
You know, we've been.
Ally enchanted tower.
Oh yeah, also wanted to let you guys know again, something that we're going to be starting is that if we fill the bar each month, the regular rent bar, we will be doing an additional 8-hour stream at the end of the month. We get to see Canadian Mame. Hope it goes well for the surgery and recovery. Yes. Again, I wanted to inform everybody who didn't know, because there was an update. There was an update. I posted the update, but I don't expect everybody to necessarily know. So, after I posted my video yesterday, because I posted my video at around noon-ish. Posted my video around noon. And I'm not sure. Yeah, it was around noon. Might have been like 11:30 or something. I don't know. But at like 5 o'clock that day, later that day, my mom got a phone call from the clinic and said, your appointment is scheduled for the 23rd. I believe it was the 23rd. But we just got a cancellation for tomorrow. Can you come in? Which was yesterday. And mom said, yes, absolutely I can. And so she went in today. And I just want to let everyone know that the surgery was a success. And also the amount of money that's already been given, it was enough of a reprieve on the credit card. It was a big reprieve on the credit card for mom and dad, so that they could, you know, because they were going to get the surgery no matter what, but it, you know, it was a matter of, you know, of being able to afford it. And they were able, it helped them out significantly, and they were able to actually, Hey, CG Crash Man, Spyro King. Oh, I wouldn't say a King of Spyro. I wouldn't say that, but all right. All right, give me 1 second. I'm gonna take just a quick break here, and also go to my ledger book and write a few things down. A few donations for mom came through, which is awesome. Again, if you want it for mom, let me know. If it's for the channel, let me know. I'll be back. Yes. Thank you to Dark Ben for the €10 super chat. Oh, screw it, Power Here I come. But here's but she's mom that deserves the best just for giving the world such a great guy. Here's to your mom, my friend. Aw. Thank you. Thank you so much. Again, let me jot that down again. Thank you. So just letting you guys know, ballpark math. I don't have the exact numbers because I misplaced my ledger book. It's around here somewhere. But if my ballpark math is correct, Obviously Mio donated $20 super chat. Here's something for CME, Canadian Mame. Also, guess who got herself a new job? My own mother. She starts on Wednesday next week. She's pumped about it. Been tough since my dad had the stroke, but everything looks like it's coming back online. Oh, obviously, Mule, that is amazing. I am very, very happy to hear both that your mom's getting a job and that your dad is getting better, or just things are at least coming back online. I'm thrilled to hear that. Thank you so much. All right, give me a second. Let me jot this down again. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, my friend. So I got that jotted down. I'll be adjusting. You guys will see the bar too. Will adjust too for tomorrow because when we do the stream tomorrow, you'll see the money that was donated towards my mom be taken off because it's not for me. It's for my mom. So I want to make that clear. I don't want people thinking that I'm pocketing any of this. I'm not. Anything that is labeled for your mom is going to my mom, period. Right? If it doesn't say that and nothing says that, I'm assuming it's just a donation to the channel. But if it's like for your mom, it's going to my mom. But if I did my math correct, guys, we are currently approximately $2,000 Canadian away from having the treatment completely paid off, approximately. Let me quickly do a USD to CAD. So approximately, if my math is correct, we are about 14. We'll go with $1,400. We are $1,400 American away, and then the entire treatment is paid for, and that would be absolutely amazing. And we haven't even done the stream yet, which again I stated that if we were to go into the stream somehow with it paid off, we are still going to be doing the stream, even if it's paid off. I just don't know how to get around the idea of what my dad said. I'm trying to problem solve for that because it is incredible. It is incredible. We are about $1,400 US away from the treatment essentially being completely paid for. So thank you guys so much for the support. We really do appreciate it. Thank you so much. You guys are amazing. And my mom has been touched. She has been shocked. She is amazed by the sheer outpouring love and support that's been coming out for her. She is just absolutely floored by it. She keeps saying over and over, I don't know what to say. What do I say? What do I do? I said, just be appreciative of it. Just be appreciative of it. And that's it. That's all I can tell her. Because she's just like, I don't know. I don't know what to say. So, yeah. About... And yeah, that's why I'm jotting it down so that when we get to the stream tomorrow, you guys will see the rent bar will be adjusted because the money's not going towards rent or bills. It's going towards mom and dad. Now, because I know that there's going to be critics are going to be like, oh, how do you know he's not pocketing it for himself? And I'm not. I'm really not.
Enemy team Wumpa on the board.
Dang it. I just wanted to be clear with everybody.
Enemy team super boosted. Wumpa bat available.
Dang. Do 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 do.
Healing fridge ready.
Now the procedure that why am I not doing the hover thing? Now the procedure that I have done nothing. Oh, we got 2 bots though, so that's good. The procedure, of course, has delayed all, you know, this whole week. You know, so I do apologize that content has been once again kind of put in a bit of an awkward spot. I know the YouTube algorithm doesn't like it. Trying to keep up with the content, you know?
Enemy team boosted. Healing fridge ready. Enemy team super boosted.
Yeah, we got destroyed. We had 2 bots with us versus a great team. We were just absolutely slaughtered. Kia waves hello, CG. Hi, Kia. How you doing? We'll go with this. We'll try this again. Do 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 do. Hold on. Make sure I got everything right. Yeah, okay, so that is going to be for Mom. Withdraw that, okay. Pending transfer, there we go. Legend Toya, sleep struggles, again, me think, oh, I hate that. Oh, I hate that. Oh, I hate that. It is not fun. That isn't fun. Oh, my neck. Yeah, it was when we were traveling home last night, it was 9:30 at night and it was 25 degrees outside at night Celsius, and we're like, oh.
Three, enemy team puts Wumpa on the board. Your team boosted.
Oh, come on! And there. Oof. Boo-doo. Boo-doo-doo-doo-doo. Doo-doo-doo.
Your team boost expired.
Oh, something that I thought was kind of funny, and I thought this was morbid. I don't know about you. You guys tell me. Because I sat there, I was like, wait, what? And you guys tell me if this is... And I couldn't help but laugh, but, like, at the same token of time, I thought to myself, like, man, what the heck? When I posted that video about my mom needing help, there were, I think it was 3 people that instantly unsubscribed. Like, I saw the metrics, and I pulled it up, and I sat there and I was looking at it, because I was just looking at the metrics of the video, and I saw, I was like, you lost 3 subscribers. I think it was 3, like, instantly, within 10 minutes of the video going up, and I was just like, wow. But I kind of sat there and I thought about it, and I thought, you know what? Maybe, and I know that it's a thing. There are people that subscribe to people and they're hate subscribers. Like, they don't actually like the content. They don't, you know, they don't like the person. It is a thing. And I thought maybe when I posted that video, there was kind of a humanizing element to it, and that maybe these people realize that, well, yeah, they don't like my content. I am a human. I am somebody. And that maybe they were like, you know what? I don't think, you know, like they realize there's a human behind it, and they realize that there's, you know, and it's like, well, I still don't like the guy, but being subscribed to them because you don't like them, and then they post something like that, it might come off as like, all right, just kind of walk away. So I don't know. I'm trying to see like a positive to it, which I've been trying to do that. I have been trying to do better and trying to look at things as positive as possible, even if it doesn't seem like that positive, and be like, yeah, well, maybe it's because of this, or well, maybe it's because of that, and try to be positive, because I overall want to feel more positive, so I'm going to try to be more positive. Does that make sense? Nice way to look at it, I suppose. I'm trying to be. I'm trying. By the way, how you doing, Garnet? How you doing, Dagger?
Enemy team puts Wumpa on the board. Enemy team boosted.
Whew, that was close. Kind of missed that. Uh-oh. I'm fine. Just got my special trip in less than a month. Well, that's awesome. Where is it that you're going? Maybe I felt you told me this already. Was it? I apologize if I forget. Was it Japan? No. Yes. Forgive me if you've told me and I've forgotten. I promise I pay attention just a lot. There's been a lot on my mind recently. 11 days in Japan. Okay, I remembered! Huh? See? I remembered.
Flytrap spittle ready. Your team boost expired. Enemy team boost expired.
Maybe they'll do the kindness. Also, too, unfortunately, there are a lot of people that, you know, think a lot of these things are scams, right? And unfortunately, it is true. There are a lot of people that do something similar to what I'm trying to do, and they're scams. And I feel bad because it kind of gives people like us a bit of a bad rep. So maybe they thought that, which is unfortunate, because it isn't that. Never was that. Never will be that. But unfortunately, there have been a lot of there's been a lot of YouTubers that are very much not. You see, like for example, that was spicy, wasn't it? Like if you were a huge fan of, like, let's say, The Completionist, and donated to like the causes for his mom, and then find out all the things that came out afterwards that I think are still considered as allegations, but even if they are considered as allegations, the optics of it is really not good, and the damage has been done, right? So even if I don't know if it's officially been deemed as an official thing or an official statement, but the allegations have certainly done a lot of irreparable damage to him and the community that he is around. And it really sucks because you have people who have contributed. I would never Phoenix Fire. I would never. I would shut the channel down before I did that. I wouldn't. Because it's fraud. That's literally fraud. It's literally fraud. If you say, hey, donate for my mom. Just kidding. It's for my house. No, that's fraud. That's literally fraud. I would never do that. But there are people that would do that. And what happens is that then another gaming YouTuber comes up and says, hey, my mom needs some help. If you guys want to contribute, that's fine. There are some people that would have a knee-jerk reaction of unsub, walk away, don't want to look at that. And it sucks because it's other people that... It sucks because now other people who are in that space, who are seen as that, it taints the view. It does. How does it not, right? Right? How would it not, right? Anybody within your working space, if they do something extremely negative to a group of people, it taints the view of that job or that person however much. If you have... Let's say you are a huge fan of... Let's say wrestling. Let's say you're a huge fan of wrestling, and... you love wrestling, and you go to you see one of your wrestling favorites out in the crowd, and you just do a shout out like, hey man, love your work, and they're extremely rude to you. All of a sudden you're like, oh, that's not nice. That they weren't nice to me. That person may have just ruined wrestlers for that person. And that person might be like, man, that person was kind of rude. Are all wrestlers like that? And then guess what? Then, you know, the person builds a negative opinion, and then they build this negative opinion of wrestlers are mean, here's why. Right? That's just one example. Right? That's one example. And so some people might think of, oh yeah, this YouTuber was really cool, and then that happened, something like that happens, and then it's like, oh no, that's not good, and then someone who asks support in the same way. Knee-jerk reactions to that. And it sucks.
Your team boost expired.
And it sucks because there are people that, people have already that people would already have a predetermined hastiness. Oh, sure, Phoenix Fire, you're right. It is unfair, but there is a natural thing to that. There is a natural, there is a natural feeling, and that can be for anything. It could be towards construction workers. You could be sitting there and a construction worker moved their stop sign and hit your car and caused a bunch of damage. And when you tried to get it fixed, the construction company refused and it gave you a big hassle about it. Right? Now you might have a negative outlook on construction workers, even though overall, of course, not every construction worker is like that, but it doesn't matter. It stains the name. Right? And so, it stains the job position. Hey! I got one! And YouTubers, as of late, have been getting a lot more bad publicity than good publicity as of relatively recently. There was Dagger donating $10 to Streamlabs for your mom. Hope everything goes well tomorrow. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, Dagger. Let me write that down real quick. There we go. Are you almost at your goal? We are getting there. So the goal was around 6,500 Canadian. And the cap was 7,000 because, like I said, there's traveling to the surgery, there's aftercare, there's bandages and stuff like that. Those are like miscellaneous. So my father asked me to cap it at 7,000, but the goal is 6,500. And I believe we are sitting at approximately, if my math is correct, we are sitting at approximately just over $5,000. Just over $5,000 Canadian, which means we would need about $1,400 American, which is amazing, right? Which is absolutely amazing. Okay, well, we got it. Nice. Yeah, I'm thrilled, and my mom was shocked, and I said, that's the the community that we've been able to bring together. You guys have been able to help me stay full time for so long, right? And I do appreciate it. And my parents knew. My parents knew that, we had a fantastic community. They knew that, but they didn't fully comprehend it. They did not comprehend it. They didn't fully grasp it until this happened, where, my mom's like, they don't even know me. And I said, yeah, but it doesn't matter. Listen, my mom is 62 years old. She's not going to be able to do that. She's not going to be able to do that. She has a hard time, So, spider to what we know, which is quite interesting because they are now starting to pop up as an invasive species, was a brown recluse. Now, we had a doctor tell us it couldn't have been a brown recluse, but my dad saw it after he killed it. They looked up the image and found it looked like a brown recluse. And there's been increasing reports of there being invasive, like, of them becoming more and more invasive.
Force field available. Enemy team super boosted.
Right? Now, the main point is that
Fly trap spitter ready. Enemy team ultra boosted. Enemy force field.
hey, Panda Cookie, thank you so much. Okay. Yes, she is out and she's doing very good.
Enemy force field.
And so, you know, right, and the bite did go through necrosis. You are correct. And the spider bite that Mom had to deal with was dealing with necrotic damage. However, there is a complicated issue. So, what basically happens is that my mom had varicose veins, or she had severe veins, and what's happening is, I'm gonna quickly explain. Yeah, I'm gonna pull out a patent pending CGE chart in a second here. I'll explain in a second.
Fly trap spitter ready.
Yeah, we're gonna be pulling out a CG patent pending chart. So give me a second here. Kind of break down what's happening, because there are an unfortunate series of events that happened that has led us to where we are. Because this has been a problem for a year. This hasn't been something that's been, oh, it happened in last month, or oh, it's happened, you know, a month or two ago, or a little bit. No, she got bit in August 2024. So this has been an ongoing problematic issue that has not been fun to deal with at all.
Enemy team boost expired.
Dang it.
Fly trap spitter ready. Enemy force field.
Okay.
Enemy team boosted.
Hang on a second.
Team boosted. Outside UFO available.
All right. Give me a second. Pulling out a chart now. Well, this is not working. There we go. One second. All right. All right. Chart time. All right. So here's what happened. And this has been a year of problem solving. This has been a year of everyone figuring out what the heck is going on. We don't know what's happening. Why is this happening? Why is that happening? And Vincent, how's it going? Nice seeing you. Okay. If we can get a little less lag, that would be amazing. Okay. So, yes, this game still does work. All right. If you guys are wondering why I'm doing this, it's because we're doing a quick chart. All right, let me quickly explain. Okay, I want you to imagine, okay, I want you to imagine this is a leg, okay? This is a leg, okay? Now, blood... No, this is not a leg. Sorry, this is a vein in your leg, okay? This is a vein, okay? So this is a vein in your leg. Now, you have a bunch of these major veins. You have a bunch of these major veins in your legs, but I want you to imagine the inside. Now, when you have veins going down, the way that blood travels is you have blood traveling down the veins, going down, right? You have blood traveling down the veins, okay? And as blood travels down these veins, the blood does not travel back up because it goes down to your toes and then back up other veins back up to your heart. However, you have blood going down these veins. And because you got blood going down these veins, to make sure that blood does not come back up, there are these things that are essentially, I'm not sure their names, but their name is essentially valves. So there's these valves to make sure that the blood does not travel back up. Right? Okay. So the blood can't travel back up. And that is what these essentially are for, to make sure that the blood goes down. However, there is, when you have severe varicose veins, come on, Photoshop's running a little slow today. There we go. So blood travels down. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Hannah. I'm so sorry to hear that. I had to call my mom to come take me home. I'm sorry. That's awful, Hannah. I am so sorry. Oh, it's terrible. Okay. So, what is the problem with varicose veins? I still feel a little sick and I got home around 8. Oh, I'm sorry. Well, I hope the stream makes you feel a little bit better. Just a little bit. Okay. So, what is the problem with varicose veins? Well, the problem is that these veins, instead of being nice and keeping everything controlled, these veins are kind of oblong like this. Okay? You get these veins and they're kind of oblong, they're not really functioning. And so what happens is that while yes, blood travels down, right? These veins aren't doing their job. And because these veins are not doing their job, blood is also pooling. And they pool and they pool and they pool and they pool, right? And eventually what happens is, this happens. Now, because gravity is gravity, it goes down here. But now, this is in the leg. So this is the vein, and this is the leg. And this is what starts happening. Okay? That is essentially what is happening now. So, now, okay, so now that is pooling, right? Not good. We don't want that. That's not something we want to see. So now here's what happens. I want you to picture this now as a leg, right? This whole thing is a leg, okay? What happens is, and in this leg, you have these veins. You have your veins traveling down, right? Veins traveling down, veins traveling down, right? You have veins traveling down. And then guess what happens? This is the bleed, and the blood begins to pool here. It begins to pool, and it begins to pool, and it begins to pool, and it begins to pool. Right? That's not good. You don't want that. You don't want that. This is bad. Now, I want you to picture this as an ankle. And eventually, the blood continues to pool, and it pools. And then sometimes it gets reabsorbed by the body, but over time. And what starts to happen is the patient starts to feel, ooh, I feel pain. I feel a lot of things. This isn't good. I feel really bad. This feels really not good. Then guess what happens? You get an injury right here. You get an injury. Boop, boop. You get an injury on your ankle, on your spot, where the blood is pooling. Okay. What happens? Well, you are healed when you hurt yourself. When you hurt yourself, right? And you have a scab, as blood travels through and cycles through, it makes things better. However, if you get a wound like a spider bite, right? Like a spider bite, can this wound heal? The answer is no. The wound can't heal because the blood that's supposed to be fixing this is just pooling here. It just pools over time. And the more you're on your feet, the more you got heat, the more you work on it, the more blood comes and pools in your ankle. And it's just blood just sitting there doing nothing. And the wound here is not receiving good blood, and this wound here is not doing anything. And then, lo and behold, it then turns into what we don't want, and it turns into a, ladies and gentlemen, it turns into what is a varicose ulcer. It turns into a varicose ulcer, and it just grows and grows and grows. Now, you can slap gels, medication, antibiotics, everything you want, and it does not matter because the blood is not flowing correctly. So, what do? Right? And it's been a year, and this wound is still here after a year. So what do? Well, you do this. This is what you do. Okay, we'll just go back to here. Almost done. Wish I was faster with this. Okay, so what do? Well, amputation, correct, yes. If left untreated, because the necrosis would. So now let's do this again. Leg. This thing's really not wanting to cooperate with me, is it? Let's try this again. Leg. Okay? And again, you have veins. Right? And you have this leaking, and then you have your venous ulcer, right? Okay. So what do you do? Well, you pay for a surgery that is called an EVLT. And what they do is that they essentially take a microscopic laser, they make an incision here, and they send it all the way up the leg, all the way up in here to the ruptured up here. And you know what they do? They then do this. They then take that laser and they cauterize it. They cauterize it, right? And what that essentially does is that then shuts down any blood being able to travel through that vein. They cauterize it, right? And because they cauterize it and no more blood is being absorbed, that blood starts to then get redirected to these veins going down, right? Because human bodies are amazing. These veins traveling down, the blood gets redirected instead of coming down here, simply comes over here and comes down to here and continues the cycle. Which then means that this wound is now receiving good blood. There's no blood leaking. And then guess what happens? Over time, the wound is able to heal because it's got fresh blood now. No blood leaking into it, causing an edema. And lo and behold, you have your healed leg. That surgery that just happened here today is the surgery that my mom got. And it was not covered by OHIP. Did this happen to your mom? Yes. That's what happened today. Now, here is where things get wild. That procedure of the microscopic needle, okay? That procedure with the microscopic needle is not covered by our Ontario healthcare. But you know what is covered? You know what is covered? I gotta do one more drawing of this so that you guys can really grasp this. One more, just bear with me for one more drawing because it's gonna be worth it. It's gonna be really worth it. Here you go. You ready? Trust me, it's gonna be worth it. They said, no, we're not gonna cover that, but we will cover this. Ladies and gents, this is what we call vein stripping. Now, here's the leg. Here's the leg, okay? They said, yeah, we'll cover vein stripping. Now, you might be saying, CG, I hope that sounds like not as bad. It's not as bad as it sounds. Oh, it's just as bad as it sounds. So you got your leg, you got your veins, okay? You got your vein, okay? And the people in the medical department are really gonna like this. Okay, you ready? So, oh no, you have a varicose vein and you're bleeding and blood is pooling. Okay, so how do we fix this? This is how we fix it. We make 15 incisions along the leg, starting from the groin all the way down to your toes. They then take a tool, they put you under anesthetic, put you out, put you completely lights out, and then what they do? They then hack and rip the vein out. They rip it out. They completely rip it out. They tear the whole thing out. Okay, Dr. Kano from Mortal Kombat is in the house, and he's ripping veins out of people's legs. Okay? They tear it out. The whole vein. They tear it out. Now, along this vein, there are these things that we all know and love and adore and have heard of called nerves. There's these little nerves all along the way. These little nerves, right? If while this vein is getting pulled, a nerve is nicked, you will have permanent tingling in that nerve for the rest of your life. And there is nothing that they can do about it except give you a nerve medication for it. So they rip the whole thing out. They rip it and hope and tear and hope that they don't hit anything. Okay? 30% chance. 30%, that's what we were told. But wait, there's more. You then get stapled up and you are off your feet for 3 weeks. Okay, that sucks and that's not great. But it gets better. It gets better. Not only is there a chance that you can nick a nerve, but there is a 20% chance that between 1 and 10 years later, it grows back. And guess what happens? Because it's genetic. The issue is genetic, not physical. It is purely genetic. Just Shooter just donated. Is that $40? Shooter just donated $40. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my gosh, Shooter, how are you doing? How are you doing, my friend? Thank you. But here's the thing. If it grows back, and because it's genetic, it's going to grow back bad. And because it's going to grow back bad, guess what's going to happen? Boop, 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 boop. And it's going to start the process all over again. A 10 to 15% chance. 20%, they said. Sorry, 10 to 20. They said closer to 20. And guess what happens? There is a 10 to 20% chance that this grows back. And if you nicked a nerve along the way, it still comes back that way. Right? And the government of Canada says, we'll cover that. Fighting the good fight. Yeah. Sounds familiar. My dad had a break in a motorcycle accident and they rebuilt the leg and the nerves are shot, as you said, CG, and the regenerated nerves amplify the signals. Yep. Yep. So, I'm not going to shout your name out because I would love if you could shout out my name. I want some streamers to say it. No. I'm not. That sounds mad sus. It sounds mad sus. I ain't saying it. I ain't saying it, 22. Yeah, why do you want me to shout your name out so badly? Yeah, the way that it was set up, the way this was set up, I don't like it. I don't like it. No, don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it. Mad suspicious. No thanks. Thanks, but no thanks. 22. Just calling you 22. There we go. I'll call you 22. I call Hannah Hannah. I call Obsolete Mule obsolete. I call J Buns J. I'm just gonna call you 22. Like Taylor Swift. Oh my gosh, they called me shit, but not. Bro, I don't know if I told that story on stream. I don't know if I have or not. But it was, oh my gosh. Okay, so me and Katie are the first time we were gonna meet. You have no idea how awkward this was. So, we're sitting there and we're like, oh, we know Shooter as Shooter. We just Shooter. We know a Shooter. And we've been talking and hanging out for years at this point, right? And this is the first time we're meeting in person. We didn't know what he looked like. And so we're looking around and we're just like, it might have been me. Now, I'm Canadian. This isn't as much of a problem in Canada. I gotta say, like, Shooter? Like, you know, because we're in the area that he said for us to meet. And then I quickly realized, oh no.
Enemy team boost expired.
Like, we all sat there, we were like, oh no. Like, we looked at each other like, it's not a smart idea in a giant group of people to start yelling, Shooter! Shooter! It's not a good thing to start, you know, screaming in a group of people.
Boost expired.
So we're sitting there, we're walking around, we're like, Shooter! Like, trying to, like, and then once we found him, we were like, oh, thank goodness! Oh, thank goodness! We're like, oh, we found him! Oh, thank goodness! It's like, we're just like, don't say that out, don't say his name out loud, but we're looking for him. And at the time, we didn't know his name. We do now, but which I'm not going to just openly share. But at the time, like I said, it was like one of the first times that we met, so we didn't know like each other's some of our real names. We're like, okay, how are we gonna, and then we found him. Thank goodness, the boy, the lad, who's now a man. But at first it was and afterwards we were dying laughing. Like, we were laughing hysterically. We're like, how do we I don't know if I shared that story on stream or if it's just been an old story that, oh man. Yeah, shouting Shooter out of Big Bang is a high class no. You know, we were just. I also cut myself in half. Yes, you did, and very impressive too. Very well, very well done. Very much well done. Looking nice and trim. The only thing, unfortunately, I've been able to trim is my beard. Not even my beard, my mustache. My veins are yogurt. Yeah. Yeah, it was. Yeah. So we figured out real quick, like, okay, we gotta that, but that was funny. That was really funny. On stream though, I could be like, Shooter, how's it going, my bud? Or in Discord, but then Katie fixed that just by calling him my son. She's just like, my son. My cosplay's not going to help the allegations. Hey, how's the 3D printing going, by the way? I hope that the bamboo's been treating you good. Bamboo. No! Let me have this! You know what? Hang on. Ah, no! We needed one! We needed one and we failed. Ow! Greg! Oh man. Yeah, by working, learning a new position, and also Battlefield 6. I've heard Battlefield 6 was definitely fun. There we go. Hold the line! Hold the line! Ah! I tried. All right, give me a second here. I gotta quickly run to the bathroom, stretch my legs, do my thing, and I will be right back. Thought servers went down for this. Glad to see still thriving in my also glad everything went well with Canadian Mom May. Yes, things went very well. I'm going to be checking in on her tomorrow as well, as I do every day, to see how she's doing. We'll also be streaming tomorrow. I'll be right back. Gotta run to the bathroom real quick. Run to the bathroom, stretch my legs. right, here we go. Yeah, his only description was he's wearing a leather jacket. And we're like, Thank you, Daniel. Yes, she is doing much better. Eeny, meeny, miny. We'll stick with Coco. We'll stick with the Coco Meister. I miss playing this game. Yeah. Yeah, this game is a lot of fun. Purple Boy 700. Let me see here. What is going on with the things? It's going squirrely. It's going squirrely and weird. Okay, I fear I have to relearn math, and now I can hold conversation with 1H you've learned. Oh no. It's almost unfortunate I stick out like a sore blue thumb, or I'd be a menace to society. You'd be like, nobody would know my identity. But my hair, my hair gives me away. Darn me and my colorful personality! See, I have the curly mustache, right? So, that's, when someone says, oh, the guy with the curly mustache, I can almost promise you, if something happened in a Walmart, and all of a sudden they went to a security guard and said a guy with a curly mustache stole this, and they locked the whole Walmart down, I'm in trouble. I'm in trouble. It's gone to the point where I was talking to 1H today and looking at some code, asking him if this thing knew what it kind of was, and he used ChatGPT to get the answer. I need help, man. They tempt you with a baguette because you look like a Frenchman. Hey, CJ Brooks. Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. Yeah, no, I'm cooked. I would be 100% cooked. Now, you might have a chance. Because anybody can have blue hair. If they choose to, right? Not everybody can grow a spruce mustache. And because not everybody can grow a spruce mustache, it's a lot more uncommon. And because of that, I'm in trouble. I'm doomed. Every time now I think of the, like when it comes to my mustache, or I say the word mustache, I think of epic rap battles of history. And I think of, it's just a random connection, I know, but I think of epic rap battles of history, and I think of it's Theodore Roosevelt versus Winston Churchill, and one of his lines to Winston Churchill is, and for sake, look at that mug, at least grow a spruce mustache to cover part of it up. Depends on the environment. I usually stick out like Sonic the Hedgehog trying to blend in amongst humans. All you need to is find the girl with the blue hair. There she is. Actually, if you went to a convention like a Fan Expo or PAX, you'd be good. You're good. You're covered. It's going to be a lot harder. Like, if you go to a convention, you are safe. You are fine. You will be good. And the thing is that I would be more good too, because there would be more people who would be interested in growing a mustache like this at typically a convention. So there's like 5 Hatsune Miku per square feet. You'd be I'm dying because he's not wrong. He's not wrong. Oh, that's so bad, but it's true. There's like 5 Hatsune Miku per square. No, actually, though, I went to PAX as Officer Jenny, and I didn't need a wig on purpose. Hey, there you go! Smart! That's what I'm trying to do for my mustache! Oh. I am trying to find someone with a mustache like mine, either handlebar, twirly, or down, that I could do. And the unfortunate thing is the only thing that comes to mind right now is the Monopoly guy, which, no. Yeah, see, they thought it was funny. A Pringles can, no. But the other one was Braum from League of Legends. And as much as I'm waiting for a piece of media to have someone that is a really cool game that has a man with a curly mustache, I've been out of luck. Other than Braum. But Braum requires a bald cap, and you don't want a bald cap on this bulbous head of mine. Hey, Two-Tail Gamer doing 2 days super chat. Spyro gameplay, please. Next game we'll play Spyro. Eggman is the only one, but the thing is that it's an outfit. There's not much to 3D print. Right? And yes, I could do Robotnik. But it's an outfit and there's nothing for me to 3D print, really. Right? And it would be a casual Robotnik outfit. Got it. Squish.
Enemy team boosted. Enemy team super boosted. Enemy team puts Wumpa on the board.
Got it. And I've been wanting to do Robotnik.
Aku available. Enemy team boost expired. Life trap spitter ready. Your team boost expired.
No!
Enemy team super boosted. Enemy team mega boosted. Enemy Aku Aku.
I knew it. I saw it. And I was like, no.
Spitter ready.
We're gonna lose this one. Aku Aku was our only shot to be able to get it, and I couldn't. I tried. I put 28 relics in. I tried. We also have 2 bots, so. I want to do a Zach from League. Zach would be cool. Doing a Zach cosplay. There was a guy that did a Nar cosplay. That was interesting. And but the way he did it was really cool. You could see his head, right? But he had the arms and the head was like his chest, so you could see his head, but the chest, but the face of Nar was here. And what he could do is that he could tuck his head in, put his arms like this, and lay down. And when he did, it was Mini Nar. He had like this thing set up where it was all flipped out and it looked like Mini Nar. And it was when he tucked his head in, it was Mini Nar. Then when he stood up, he turned into Mega Nar. It was so cool. It was at Fan Expo years ago. Years ago. What year would that have been? That would have been 2014, 2015? Maybe? There was someone that did like a really cool highlight video of it years ago. No, it wouldn't have been PAX. Fan Expo 2015 League cosplay. Where was it? I don't know if it was 2015. Oh boy, that would be a video from years ago that I watched. It was years. I will have to go digging for it. I'll have to go digging for it. But there was a highlight video with me and my Graves cosplay. And I'm thinking about redoing Graves. I am thinking about redoing it because that is the one cosplay that I think that was like my greatest cosplay that I've ever done was Graves.
Your team boosted. Enemy team boosted. Your team puts Wampa on the board. Ally team super
That was
boosted.
probably the best cosplay I ever did was Graves. Would be neat to see IRL, not gonna lie. Yeah, I would have to redo the gun. I have to redo the gun, and like all the additional assets and stuff. I would have to redo the gun. I would have to redo the whole thing, the whole getup. I would have to redo it all because that one was the one cosplay that I genuinely sat there, looked at it. I was just like, yeah, I, I felt like I nailed it. I felt like I genuinely nailed it. I'll see if I can pull it up real quick too. Because it is the cosplay that I am the most proud of, was that one. And now I have more tools to be able to make new cosplays, and you were in my lobby at one point, Ostrich Arms. You were. Don't touch me, don't touch me, don't touch me. Second. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, let me see if I can pull it up real quick. I gotta give my computer a good old reset. It's operating at a very, very slow speed. It's like, come on. David's Astrobot also was a really, like, for me, that was a proud moment. That was a proud moment for me. Was David's Astrobot. That was genuinely one of my favorite. That one was a really fun to do, was Astrobot. Where is it? Saying. Give me a second here.
Your team boost expired.
Go.
Spirit Guardian available. Enemy team boost expired.
I'm so excited for Spyro 4. I really am. Just the sheer idea of just being able to run through and see Toys for Bob's new ideas and seeing Spyro on modern consoles. I'm genuinely excited, and By the way, again, guys, Spyro Community Day is going to be next month, September 9th. Remember, right? Spyro Community Day, September 9th. I'm going to be reposting a few things about it on social media as well to kind of remind people, but also to give people some ideas, because we're coming up to it real quick, and I haven't been advertising it as much as I'd like. Been a little bit preoccupied with a few other issues, as one may be able to guess as to what those issues have been, but we are but
Enemy team boosted.
right, Grom! Grab that. You.
Enemy team boost expired. Enemy team takes lead.
Ah!
Teams are on each other's heels. Spirit Guardian available. Wampa stash ready.
Okay. This is going to be real close.
Your team boosted. Enemy team boosted. Ally team super boosted.
Ah! That would lose this one. At least I think we do. Hey, a top player, yay! Uh, 16. One second. All right, hang on a second. Hold on a second. I want to find this photo. Also, I missed that shirt. That was a really cool shirt that I had back then. Yeah, so this would have been 2015. There's the Gnar. One second. Let me find the... Yeah, so here is... Oh gosh, so why is it so zoomed up? Ah! Unzoom, please. Jeez, like, you can see my, like all the pores. So this was 2016. No, 2015. Yes, this was 2015. So this was 2015. That was the cosplay that I did on Graves League. Might as well show the side by side of the original. Why? Open image, new tab. There we go. So yeah, that's the character, right? That's the character, and that's the cosplay. And but I was pre 3D printing, and again, that was 10 years. That was 10 years ago. 10 years ago. Another one of my favorite photos, of course, was the so that was that was, little did anyone know I was miserable right here, and the reason why this was so, or the reason why because this, I didn't realize I'm allergic to spirit gum, so I didn't have a beard, right? That was before I had and also before I had a mustache, and and the problem is that they use spirit gum for my beard, and I didn't know I was allergic to spirit gum. And my skin was on fire. I mean, misery. Absolute misery. And it was constant pain and constant breakout. And I didn't realize about there being an allergy. I didn't realize it. So I go to the convention and I suffer through it, but we're there for 2 days, right? And I suffer through it, and I'm sitting there and I am in so much pain. I am itching, I am burning, and I am miserable. And I am trying to keep a strong face on. I'm trying to stay confident. I'm trying to like yeah, I look good, but I was miserable. Absolutely miserable. I was so upset, and I was so angry, and I was trying not to be, but I was so angry. And then the one year I went to go do it again, and I was like, I can't do it. I said, I can't do it. And I told my wife, I said, I can't do it. I said, I can't do it. It's not going to work. It's going to burn my face. And then my wife decided to be amazing, as she usually is, and looked up, hey, is there an alternatives? And there was, and it was this liquid, essentially it was this liquid latex, right? It was kind of like a liquid latex that you would dip the little bristles and hairs into, and you stick it on your skin. And she did that, and while it required a little bit more, because if you couldn't use like just a little bit, you had to use more, so it looked more full, but like I looked essentially a slightly more homeless the following year. It still felt vastly better. It felt vastly better. I could talk. I was able to, and I when I got it off, it was fine. It was a little harder to get off too, but when I got back to the hotel with the spirit gum, I ripped that mustache, that beard off, and I just literally just stood in the shower with just cold water on my face for like 20 minutes. Just nothing but that. Just getting the spirit gum off, and then the next day I was like, I can't do it. So I went as Graves without the beard. I had mutton chops. So I grew out the mutton chops back in college, right? I grew out the chops back in college. So all we had to do was from here all the way here, right? But if I were to do Graves again, I don't think I'm going to need to do it. I think I can get away with just the mustache, right? Just keep it down and kind of grow it out a little bit. Right, so I think that's going to be the cool thing is that I can do the mustache and still be comfortable and still get the Graves look overall. No, Graves definitely looks slightly homeless. Like it's definitely a bit of a hobo beard. Oh no! This game won't last 6. Hey, you know what, guys? You've been here as a witness. I'm still getting into games. Like, I'm still... You guys have seen it with your own 2 peepers. Your peepers don't lie. I have been able to get into games over and over. I did it again. The hamster is still alive. Yes.
Enemy ice wizard. Your team boost expired. Your team extends a big lead.
Now, is the game healthy? No. Like let's be honest. Is the game healthy? No. And that's not of its fault, right? Because the game hasn't had support from its own creators in well over a year, right? However, it's still kicking. It's still alive. Man, I am botching that. You can still get into games. You can still play.
Your team boosted. Help available.
What YouTube shenanigans are these? Ooh, what's what? What YouTube shenanigans? Are they the little like crowns and stuff? Dead game. Like, is it healthy? No. No, of course not. But
Allied team super boosted. Allied goal.
is it still online? It's now showing our usernames instead of our handles, which is odd to me, but yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. I don't know why all of our handles are being directly exposed. The whole point was like, hey, here's my YouTube channel. It's like, ha, now here's your handle. All right. We got probably 1 or 2 more matches left before we wrap up. Yeah, so in order to be able to have you have to choose your handle, and if it's unique, you don't have any numbers after it. Oh. Dad Jokes donated $1 through Streamlabs. Thank you, Dad Jokes. Hold on. Excuse me. There's one U.S. state where there are more computers with highly advanced artificial intelligence than anywhere else on Earth. They call it Delaware. it keeps recycling. It keeps recycling over and over again, like pain. It keeps, it's like as soon as you think it's out of your system, it swings back. I'm in Pennsylvania. Yeah. It's Delaware. Oh. Oh, why? It hurts. It hurts so bad. Spain without the S. Oh, that one's bad. Oh, it's so good, but it's bad. Oh. Oh. The other day, we were walking through a park. It was just a little park, and it was Jonathan's birthday party. We're walking through the park. We're having a good time. And Jonathan got upset and tore off the sole of his shoe, right? Because it was falling apart. He got mad. He sat down, ripped it off, and went running with just like shoe and just like material, right? And I said, give me those. And she's like, why? She goes, no, just throw it out. I said, no. I said, listen. And I said, listen. I lifted up. I say, you don't want our son running around soulless. It was silent in the park. And one stranger, there he goes, dude, that sucked. Like, I made a public park silent for a moment. Because I said, you don't want him to be soulless. And it was just silence. And a stranger was like, bro, that sucked. Perfect. Dad jokes also didn't know that. Also, that's one U.S. state where you can drive. Also, what's the one U.S. state that you can drive just about anywhere? Rhode Island. See, that one's funny. That one's funny. That one's funny. Okay? That one's got funny. That one's got humor. The Delaware is a perfect balance of pain and humor. It is marvelous. It is both a masterpiece and a car accident of a joke. Bravo. Roasted by Randall. Like, dude, that sucked. And I was just like, I said, what? And one of our friends said, well, he is a dad, you know. And I said, yeah, I'm a father to 4 kids. I have to make up for all the bad jokes by times 4. It's a rule. The more kids you have, the worse, the more bad jokes you go. Oh, brother, this guy stinks! IRL, basically. He has 4 kids. Let him have it. He has more kids. Let him have it. Shh, let him think he's funny. But if you think my jokes are bad, oh, you should see my dad's jokes. They're just horrendous. They are jokes that, like, you can't even repeat because they don't even make sense. You have to be in the situation to even grasp half a sense of it. And it is so bad. And you have to try to find the logic behind it when there isn't any. All right, give me a second here. Hold on. What is going on over? We also got another donation. I didn't see who it's from yet. Give me a second. He has grandpa. Seriously, we call them Papa jokes, and they're just so bad. Like, they don't even make any sort of sense. Like, if I were to try to re-explain a Papa joke to you, it wouldn't even make sense. I don't know how could I do jokes, to be honest. Actually, the best thing about jokes is to find the punchline and then work your way back. That's what I find. Find the punchline, work your way back. Right, so, like...
Enemy team super boosted.
So, here, I'll give you the perfect dichotomy of crafting a joke. You look at something, and a lot of people already know this joke, so, but it's a good example. So, you look at something that has, like, a word that means something else as well. So, ground beef, for example, okay? Ground beef. Okay, you got beef, but then you got ground. You got ground, which means the meat's ground up, but also ground can literally mean the ground, okay? So then you start... So you kind of just work your way back, right? So, okay, how can you make something funny out of this? Oh, okay, the cow would have to be on the ground. How is the cow on the ground? And then you eventually come to the joke of, what do you call a cow with no legs? Ground beef. Right? That's the joke. Currently 2 ranks away from earning the platinum trophy. Nice! Right? That's how you kind of build a joke. Is you find, if you want to start figuring things, you find something that means 2 different things. Right? Yeah. What does a vacuum cleaner and The Rock have in common? They both suck. See, there you go. Right? And that could be with any celebrity that you like and swap it out, right? You can mix and match and go from there. That's hateful towards rocks. Or you can do some of my favorites. There was one joke I told my dad that he could not stop laughing, and he hated it. He hated that he thought it was so funny, but it's some of the most obvious thing. It's, what do you call a fish with no eye? A fish. A fish. Oh, I remember the full Dingo lobby in the beta and everyone in the chat being livid over it. Yep. Yeah, I remember that. Did you hear about the sale for birthday candles? It was a blowout. See, there you go. Blowout candle. See, that's how you craft jokes. That's how you do it. We call fish with no eye. Fish. Oh, the first time I heard that joke and I told it to my dad was livid that he thought it was so funny. Right? He was livid. Oh, we just got... Sorry, we got 2 donations. I forgot to... All I need is a small beverage to quench my thirst. The next stop... one second. All I need is a small beverage to quench my thirst. The next stop is the state of Mini. It just says Mini and stops, but it would be Minneapolis. Or not Minneapolis, sorry, Minnesota. Or Minnesota. Yeah, that's another good one. Yeah, that's another one. And then next stop, the state that sells more false teeth than anyone else, Massachusetts. See, these are good, but your Delaware joke is like just out of It came out of nowhere. It's like I got RKO'd by Randy Orton. Came out of nowhere. Why did the girl throw a stick of butter out the window? She wanted to see a butterfly. What do you call a chicken with one leg? His name.
Enemy team turbo boosted.
Ow. I told my archery coach the parrot in the freezer joke. He loved it. Oh! That was my dad's. That was the joke that my dad told me years ago. The parrot in the freezer joke. That's a great one.
Enemy team boost expired. Allied dragon.
Hold on a sec. I have a question. Has anyone not heard the parrot in the freezer joke? Let me hear. Okay. All right, give me a second. I haven't. If it rings a bell. Okay. All right. Here's the joke. A man walks into a pet store and he's looking for a pet bird. He's looking around and he's seeing all these beautiful birds, but they're all really expensive. Until finally he gets to the front and he finds a beautiful red macaw. And this macaw is beautiful. He's gorgeous. And beside him, there's a sign that says free. And he sits there and he looks at the owner and he goes, free? Why is this beautiful macaw free? He goes, well, there's a bit of a problem. He takes off, he realizes that he has some eye guards on the bird. He takes the eye guards off and the bird starts screaming and swearing. The bird is saying obscene things, the most that anyone has ever heard. He's like, yeah, that's why the bird's free. I literally can't sell him. So the guy goes, okay, I'll take him. He's like, you sure? He's like, I'll take him. He goes, okay. So he takes the parrot home. He sets him up. He takes the eye guards off the parrot, and the parrot starts losing his mind, calling him, you dirty, rotten, and going to town. So what does the guy do? He walks over to the freezer. And he puts the parrot in the freezer. He closes the door. And he leaves him in there for 30 seconds. He opens the door, takes the bird out. The bird fluffs up his feathers, looks up at him, and starts swearing at him, calling him every bad name in the book. So he opens the freezer, puts him back in, closes the door, leaves him in there for a minute. Then opens the door, takes the bird out again, and really ruffle his feathers. You stupid! And he starts yelling and screaming at him again. So what does he do? He puts him back in the freezer, closes it. He leaves him in there for 5 minutes. He opens the door and the parrot's shivering. He looks up the guy, looks at the frozen turkey and says, what'd he say? So that is the that is the that actually did get me. Yeah, see, parrot in the freezer joke. That was one of my dad's classic jokes. The other one, which a lot of people have probably heard, is I went over to my friend's house, and they said, "Hey, I got some new pets." I said, "Really? What'd you get?" He goes, "Timex, Rolex, and 2 dogs come running over." And I said, "Wow, those are really unique names for your dogs." He goes, "Yeah, they're watchdogs." Badoons. Yeah, that's a real badoons. Yeah, that one's a real. That one's a real good. That one's a real badoons. Can I charge it here? These jokes. I got one more in mind. So, this guy, he's sitting here, and he is working away on his car, and he does this every day. As he's sitting there working on his car, a duck walks up, and the duck says, "Hey, got any duck food?" He's like, no, I don't have any duck food." He goes, "Okay," so he leaves. Next day, he comes back. The guy's working on his car, and he goes, "Hey, you got any duck food?" He looks at him again. He's like, "No, you came here yesterday, and you said that you asked me for duck food," and I said, "No." He goes, "Okay." So then he leaves. The next day, the duck comes back again, and he says, "Hey, you got any duck food?" And he goes, "Listen, I've told you over and over again, we don't got duck food. Don't come back here again." Okay. So he leaves. The next day, the duck comes back again. And he goes, "Hey, got any duck food?" And he goes, "Listen, duck, if you come back one more time, I am going to take the nails in my garage and I'm going to nail your feet down." So then the duck comes back the next day. He goes, "Hey, you got any nails?" He's like, "Nails? What?" He's like, "You got any nails?" He looks around and goes, "Actually, no, I don't have any nails on me." He goes, "Great, got any duck food?" I'm sure a lot of people probably have heard that one before. So, yeah, the funny thing is that joke was out before the duck song. That's the funny thing. So I got a feeling that the duck song kind of stole from that joke, but that's an old joke. I was there when it was written. I believe that was probably because that was basically the song. The joke was around before that. I just realized that my last match should have been my real last match, but this is my last match. For Toad in the Scroll. So I got a feeling it's the duck song. "Then he waddled away, waddle waddle." I think that the basis of that song was probably based off of that joke. Oh, boy howdy. Did I not realize how annoying Charlie the Unicorn was until I watched it again recently. But it, more specifically the second one, but the first one, it still holds a special spot in my heart. But there are moments I was like, wow, and now I realize why my parents were driven nuts by this. But the line that still gets me, though, doesn't matter years later. Oh gosh, what the heck is that? "It's a Leopleurodon, Charlie. Yeah, it's a Leopleurodon." And then it starts talking. "It has spoken!" And they start walking away. It didn't say anything. GG. No, that line even years later still gets a kick out of me. That line still gets a kick out of me. All right. No party mode, not tonight. So, oh gosh, it took my freaking kidney. Yeah, I'll get you next time. Okay, ostrich arms. I'll be running. No, I'm kidding. All right, so we're gonna leave the stream open for 10 minutes for any final last comments. Let me know. If you guys want to say, if you guys want to donate to either me or Mum, again, make sure to make that clear before we sign off. Again, I got a lot of things I got to be organizing and getting set up. So, why did the man celebrate his birthday for only 30 seconds? It was his 32nd birthday. Oh, that one hurts. Pain. I'm trying to think of a few of the other jokes that my dad used to tell when I was a kid. Yeah, the parrot in the the freezer was really good. That one. Could Spyro 4 be a reboot? It could be. Could it be a reboot? I think personally, I mean, could it be? Yes, it could be. But I do think personally it is going to be a modest continuation of the third game, but not a direct continuation. So it's not going to be like, after Spyro saved all the dragons, but I think it's going to like continue as like, if you've never played Spyro before, you don't need to know what happened in the past. But if you've played Spyro before, you know what happened, but it's not it's not referred to quite often. That's my initial thought. That's my initial thought is that's what I think they're going to go. Now, will they go that way? I don't know. But overall, I think that's the direction that they are going to go. A soft reboot, in a sense, sure, a soft reboot. I think a soft reboot would probably be the best route that they're probably going to take. But I don't think that I don't think they are going to make it so that you have to know what happened in the previous games, but I don't think that they're going to alienate it either. Oh, thank you, Dark Pikmin. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You are at a fork in the road. One path takes you to the dragon's lair. Where does the other path take you? I don't know. Away from the dragon's lair? Opposite of a dragon, what's a lizard? That's a mythical creature, and it's big. Oh, this is a really, really good joke. Here we go. My wife has a really good joke, and it is really funny. Why do cows wear bells? Because their horns don't work. We heard that the other day, and it is I thought that was so funny. Why do cows wear bells? Because their horns don't work. I have a question. I may have an answer. Only when you got to a hero says and did stuff, try and make a whole story. Yeah. I just bought a PS Vita TV. Have you guys heard of it? No, personally. I don't think so. We bought David his first joke book, learned about puns, and when I explained the joke to him, he almost peed laughing. Yep. Which I do think is really funny. That was why do cows wear bells? Because their horns don't work. Learn the text, teach arson. No. If Spyro 4 never came out, who would replace him? In terms of like my channel, or like, or what would be the spiritual successor? I'm not sure what your question is. What's the number one rule when doing a joke? A swerve. That's the whole point of a joke, is a swerve, right? Only that you plug in this to your TV and it's like a mini console anyway. It's become extremely expensive. I paid $250 for a brand new, but now, I don't want to use it because it looks really pretty. That's fair too. That's fair too. Would you use it? I would use it. I would find a way. You're asking a YouTuber, right? And my thought is, man, I don't want to use it, but I want to use it. What would I do? And what I would do is I would make a video about it, and that's what I would personally do. Now you're asking me, right? I would make a video on it, kind of going over it and using it only for the video so that I get to play with it, but then also afterwards I have something that is kind of producible to show people, being like, hey, this is something interesting, this is something cool. And then after I finish making a video, it would be like, okay, we're going to put this back down. And then if the video does well, then I would pick it back up again, right? So that's kind of my view. My view is, okay, I don't want to touch it, but it's interesting, but I want to touch it, but it's pretty, I don't want to touch it. So what can I do? What can I do so that I can touch it, but also make sense? Your content, I understand. What if you're a regular guy? I would use it. I would use it. Because at the end of the day, when it comes to tech, it's meant to be used. When tech was made, it was intended to be used, right? Now, if this is an experience that you really like, and it's an experience in a way that you've never been able to really experience something before, or experience it in a different way, or experience it in a cool way, I think that it would be cool to use it, because at the same token of time, tech is meant to be used, right? It's not like a car, which could have, like it's like a hot rod, or it could be a this, or it could be tech is kind of meant to be used, right? If it was a game in a sealed package, it's like, okay, can you get this game elsewhere? Can you emulate it? Can you this? Can you that? And if the answer is yes, then yeah, sure, keep it sealed up. But if there was a game that you couldn't emulate or you couldn't play, and you had it sealed, and you couldn't sell it for an exorbitant amount of money, play it, right? So my point of view is that if you're not going to do a video on it, and if you're not going to do anything like that, tech is meant to be used, use it. You're really cool. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. I think I'll do that. Enjoy it. There was a question. Would you focus on a different platformer instead? So if Spyro 4 was not, it's kind of hard, because here's the thing, is that Canadian Guy A has become synonymous with Crash and Spyro and platformers, period, right? That's it. That's what's becomes. And while it is good that my channel has a brand identity, it also has pigeon-toed me, which is supposed to happen. It is supposed to happen. Channels that are very, 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 very broad typically don't succeed unless there is a specific, like, different thing, like the personality. Like if the personality is a celebrity, then they could play whatever they want because they're not there for the game, they're there for the celebrity, right? Now, for me, I'm not even remotely close to that kind of status. I do have people who are fans who would come and watch my content because it's my content. I do have that, and I know I have that. However, I don't have enough of that to be able to sustain myself. So Canadian Guy has become synonymous with Crash and Spyro specifically, and then supplemented by other platformers. Now, if they turn around and they said, "Hey, we are canceling Spyro 4, and there's no Crash Bandicoot, that's it, huzzah," then I would look to either start a brand new channel, focusing on something else entirely, or leave YouTube. Because when you have two, my channel, luckily some channels only have one pillar. Like sometimes it's just Minecraft, or it's just this, or it's just that. And Crash and Spyro isn't a mega franchise like, let's say, Pokemon. Pokemon is a mega franchise. If Pokemon's not going away anytime soon, almost ever. It's not. It's Pokemon. It's Pokemon. So if Pokemon goes away, then there would be so many channels and so many things going down. But because Pokemon's so big, that's okay. But then you have stuff like Dungeons and Dragons, right? You got Dungeons and Dragons, and there's different ways there's different avenues you can go, where it's like, okay, I'm D&D. I can do minis. I can do Baldur's Gate. I could try spin-offs like Pathfinder, the new Daggerheart, Critical Role, all these different things. But then you have Crash and Spyro. And what happens is that I have married my channel to Crash and Spyro, right? I dabble in other things, of course, but my channel is married to that. If I were to lose one of them, my channel is in trouble. Hello, yes, I'm married to you. My channel is married to Crash and Spyro. I am, myself is married to my wife, but my channel is married to Crash and Spyro. And if Crash and Spyro go away, or either of them go away, the channel falls apart. And there's no way I can veer around that. I can't, right? It's And the thing is that if they were to go away, there isn't anything right now within my immediate grasp that can fill in the Spyro-sized hole that it would leave. There isn't, right? Because nothing's going on with Banjo-Kazooie right now. Nothing's going on with Sly Cooper. Nothing's going on with Jak and Daxter. And even if, let's say, Banjo-Kazooie came back, or Jak and Daxter came back, or Sly Cooper came back, these franchises aren't as big as Spyro, in my opinion. They're not. They are not as big as Spyro. You have to realize is that Spyro is massive, right? Spyro is massive. It's big. It's not gigantic and massive in its own individual, but it is really big, right? And if you were to look at the history of Spyro, it's bigger than Sly Cooper. Spyro's bigger than, but what's bigger than Crash? Banjo-Kazooie was pretty big. It was, but you have to realize something. If you were to look at the longevity, Banjo-Kazooie only had 3 mainline games. Banjo-Kazooie, Banjo-Tooie, and Banjo Nuts and Bolts, right? But not just that, you have to look at how many copies have been sold. So there can only be a certain amount of, original essential fans, right? Of course, there are people that will have picked it up through emulation and other aspects in the rare replay, but overall, so real simple. How many copies did Banjo-Kazooie sell? Yeah, it sold just over 3 million copies, which is great, right? But also, that's close to about where Spyro's sales were. I think Spyro's was 5. How many copies did Spyro 1 sell? 5. Yeah, the original. So just on the original game alone, right? On the original game alone, Spyro 1 versus Banjo-Kazooie, Spyro sold 5 million units, Banjo sold 3 million units. Now, then you got Banjo-Tooie, Spyro 2, Spyro 3, and then even, yes, Enter the Dragonfly, Hero's Tale, Legend of Spyro series, and then you have the Skylander series. So you have a broad history of games. You have more games, a broad history of games, and a bit of a, not a fractured fan base, but definitely there is fracturing where there are people that like the Legend of Spyro, like the Skylanders, and like the OG. Some like 2, some like 2 of them, some like all of them, right? But there is a bit of a fracturing, but Spyro is bigger than that. How many copies did, I'm wondering, did Jack and Daxter sell? Okay, yes, the series sold 15 million copies. That's right, but we're looking at the Jack 1. Just the original Jack and Daxter game, the precursor Legacy, sold over 4.2 million copies. And that is still very successful. That is still very successful. But again, Spyro 1 sold more than Jack and Daxter, right? And I already know that Spyro 1 sold more than Sly Cooper. But then you got Crash Bandicoot, which sold more than Spyro, right? So when you're looking at that, when you're looking at like the top PlayStation mascots, and even outside of PlayStation mascots, right? You got Crash Bandicoot is still really, really big. You have to realize Super Mario Odyssey released, and Super Mario Odyssey sold, I think it was close to 25 million units, right? Mario Odyssey sales. After this, I do gotta get going. I apologize. Over 29 million copies, right? Crash Insane reported around the time that they report. I think it was around the time that they reported 25 million. Anyway, point is, Odyssey almost sold 30 million copies, which is wild, right? But Crash Insane reported they sold 20 million copies. That is huge, right? Now Mario is it is the number one platformer of all time. Don't get it twisted. I don't care my opinion, what other people's opinions are on Mario, whatever. Mario is still the number one platformer. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. There's nobody else, whether you give it by sales, by numbers, by merit, by logic, Mario's number one, right? And then one would argue who's number two, right? And it becomes an argument between Sonic and Crash. It becomes an argument. It genuinely does. It becomes an argument between Sonic and Crash, right? And some would say, oh, Sonic, because of its longevity and the amount of times that he's appeared in other media, and he's a little bit more of a mega media franchise. And I think that that definitely puts him above Crash, because Sonic's got movies, Sonic's got games, Sonic's got comics, Sonic's got all these different things, right? So, and it's not going away anytime soon. So I would have to say that, yes, it does have to go to Sonic, because, yeah. But I'm trying to think, who's behind Sonic? Crash? I'm trying to think, right? Who else would be behind Sonic? I'm trying to, like, and maybe because I've just had a very long day and I'm very tired and I'm not thinking straight. Mega Man? Nah, not Mega Man. Mega Man, no. Not at least not anymore. Donkey Kong? No. No, Donkey Kong is lacking No, but real answer, Donkey Kong. Would we put Donkey Kong in front of Crash? In terms of name alone, yes. Name alone, Donkey Kong, yes. By brand name alone. Is he above Crash, though? I mean, Bonanza may have put him above Crash. Bonanza was really good. Bonanza was really bloody. Zelda, RPG, not a platformer, right? Zelda is up there. Astrobot doesn't have enough yet to become legendary, but it is on the fast track of becoming legendary. Which I hope that Nintendo makes Astrobot like their Mario. Pop culture, it's Nintendo because they really market their stuff far better than Activision. No, absolutely. Nintendo does market their stuff way better than Activision. I mean, Donkey Kong, people are like, oh yeah, Donkey Kong's amazing. And it's true, Donkey Kong is amazing, but if you look at how many games he's actually had versus like that star Donkey Kong, like it is starring Donkey, not the games that Donkey Kong has been in or guest starring as, but Donkey Kong games. There ain't as many as people think, but Nintendo's marketing is so good and it's so well put together that it makes him feel like he's had more games than he's had. Minecraft wouldn't really be considered as a platformer, but when it comes to like 3D world building and exploration like that, Minecraft's number one. Bar none. So, all right, ladies and gents, before I start a fan war and I start saying something that people get grossly offended by because I said one game might be a little bit better than the other, I'm going to go to bed. So, thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you all so much for your kindness and generosity, whether it was towards me, towards my mom, or both of us. We really do appreciate it. So, thank you all so much for watching, everybody. We'll be back tomorrow with something. I don't know what, but we will see. So, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video and our live stream. Time for the countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bye.